Oh shoot, here we go again. You're tired, fits too good.
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah.
Yo! Samuel is here. What are you doing, man?
Just doing some templates for the rest of this.
Do you want to show this to the people real quick while we have light?
Sure.
What you got going on?
Doing some tin work to block off the radiator, fuel cell, separate everything from you.
Okay, that's way too easy. Like, show me some details in this thing. Look at this. Look at this. What'd you do? How'd you do this? What'd you start with, Sam?
Just all flat sheets of aluminum, and everything's pretty much one piece with flanges on it, bent nice and
You got
hand shaped.
You got X's in these new seat delete plates, right?
Yeah, we made these out of steel, 20 gauge, real lightweight. Just did some bead rolling in them, stiffen them up, keep them pretty stiff. We continued that theme into the sides of these, and we're working on continuing that theme into the top here. We started the bottom part of our X. It's gonna translate up into the top cover piece. All that'll get.
And this runs
fastened
all the way from
the very front
the seat there,
yeah,
all the way up,
rolls up all the way to the rear,
up to the back glass. And then
nice little corner pockets here to block everything, so it's completely blocked all the way off. Everything will unbolt and come apart.
Now tell me about this, because my original thought was like, yeah, just cut a big hole in it, and you were like, nah, bro, that's not how you do it at P2.
We're wanting basically to section this into two pieces. You were saying more half, but I kind of wanted to give you a little more room, because usually you see out the bottom portion versus the top.
Right.
So we try to get it as low as possible, so you have something to see out of. But basically the ducting comes all the way up to here. It ends here. There's a nice flange. It's one piece that comes up and flanges down, and it's all shaped to match.
And you made this whole,
yeah.
When you're saying whole one piece, you're talking about this whole lip here.
Up and across all the way to the other side.
All the way across.
Yeah, and then it sits flat against here. It all bolts together right there.
So these, for the guys on Instagram, we're gonna leave these in here.
Yeah.
So that we can disconnect the window really fast.
Yeah, we had some comments, people asking about Clecos. Yeah, they're just purely for mock-up.
Yeah.
Everything gets fastened down really nice.
This is just to hold the position, without having to like install the riv nuts or rivets, or for this case, I use Tech screws because I'm poor.
It's all right.
And when you're a legit fab shop, you use Clecos.
So then we ended up just basically going from that flange. We want to open all this up to vent all the fan exhaust out. Everything, exits out the back of the car, kind of underneath. Here we tried to just make it a little better looking than just a big open hole.
Just a Micah hole?
Yeah, I just figured triangles, kind of went with the squares.
I mean, it matches.
Matching this with the crosses.
It's an adamant feature. Yeah. You have all these corners, triangled corner edges that look very similar.
We did that, and then finished off everything nice. All this will get black underneath.
Right.
From here, all this will get black all the way around here nice. So the center section will be open nice.
Now this is another thing when I'm telling you guys to separate yourself from the rest of the builders and drivers out there. A lot of guys take their plexi and they just slap it on and they peel off all this white protective film. They don't throw on the black border around the edges, which makes it look a lot more OEM. So you get an OEM look, but you get the lightness of the polycarbonate window. Shout out to Condor Speed Shop for these pre-cut windows. That was sick.
And the other thing I did was just shape this piece real quick, just basically to hold the filler neck for the fuel. We wanted to also let air still come out of here. That's why we didn't block it completely off.
Right.
So that way we still have more room for exiting air.
So this is the Radium remote filler neck here. Super gangster setup. It's all O-ringed and whatnot. Then it's all in there. So it's mounted not to the plexi, it's mounted to the frame of the window on the chassis.
Yeah, it's on the chassis.
And then it's also on
the frame that I made.
Into the frame you built.
And it's all flanged around there. It has a 3/4 flange all the way around, one piece.
The thing ain't going nowhere.
No. It's super strong, super thin aluminum though, still strong.
That's how you do it though. That's Sam for you. Keep it light, keep it strong. So that'll be our fill for our fuel right there, and then that'll just go into the filler neck in there with the yellow cap on it, or tape on it. And then what's cool too is having this hole cut out is that now we can easily go in here, access everything. Show me.
Get your hands in there.
Boom, you can
do
touch
whatever
everything
you want. In between runs, slam into somebody. You know?
In between runs, just pull the fuel pump wires.
Just yank in there, get in there. When your battery cable's loose, just get in there, move it around a little bit, get to start again.
So essentially we have super easy access to all this. To remove the trunk, now we're pulling these 2 pins, and then I made some brackets for these 2 pins there. They're very nice. We'll see how long they stay. You can do this just because of how flimsy the trunk is. Yeah. Sam was talking to me about it. Normally you couldn't do a 4-pin setup on a trunk unless it was like up here.
Yeah, all vertical or all horizontal.
Right, but if it was metal, you would also not have to worry about this back part flapping. So you could do the 4-pin, but we'll not do this. We do it like this.
It's gonna get ripped off.
So we have, yeah, exactly. So we have super easy access to everything. The coolant reservoir is gonna end up being in this area, which we're gonna figure out. Once that's mounted, then bleed line from the radiator, and then the fill for the radiator. Those will all get cut and put into position afterward.
Also your vent, you have a vent right here.
Yep.
So we'll do like a little pan with a bulkhead and just.
And that's the fuel cell vent, go right there. Boop, done. So when it comes to the inside of the car, Sam also does bead rolling on this panel here, and the reason for the bead rolling is because it stiffens it up, right?
Yep, give it a little bit of shape. It doesn't wallow around, it doesn't vibrate.
You're not getting that type of thing.
The drone keeps it stiff. So we're gonna continue the X. Basically I tried to make an X back here to kind of follow the theme with all the other X braces we did.
We have triple X like Vin Diesel.
Yeah. This one's gonna go all the way up into there, and then this one will go all the way there, and it'll create one big X.
And then this will probably end up being like the main access panel.
Pretty much.
And this will have riv nuts in it. We were gonna do the Zeus, but they're a little bit pricier, and then pressing down on all this paneling, which it's super sturdy. Don't get me wrong, it'll totally take a Zeus fastener, but
you don't need it if you're not going to access it all the time. So
no, and this is only to get to really the fuel cell. I guess removing the fuel cell.
Yeah, you could probably still pull it out.
Yeah, probably still pull it out from back there. So this will all be riv nutted in. We're not going to do the Cleco quick disconnect setup on this portion. Maybe still on the yeah, we'll probably still do it on the cover there, but not on here. Once I get the car home, I'll start drilling all these out, putting riv nuts in it, and then I'll do like a high density foam, real thin foam behind this so that we can get some good sealing on it and we're not getting any rattles or vibrations, which after it's all bolted in, it probably really won't vibrate at all.
Everything's recessed. They bead rolled all the edges here. I don't know if you can see it, so it sits flush. So it sits real nice and flush.
So this panel sits inside the panel below.
Yeah.
So Clecos aren't going to hold it completely flat. This is just a placeholder. Once there's a riv nut in here, this will all get sucked down nice and flat. Front here will get all sucked down. Everything will just it'll all tighten down. So this is the last of the sheet metal paneling that you have to do.
Just get this last panel in and get it done.
Which you've been doing. I mean, you did that there. You did the one there. You did the adjustment on the FDF ones, and then you did the entire back seat, and then you also did the exhaust, the trans mount, the dash mounts. Yep, you added the dash brackets there, which we got to finish. Don't look at that, it's not done.
Filler piece in the dash.
Filler piece.
Your digital dash mount.
Digital dash brackets. You got down on this thing.
Did some stuff.
Yeah,
wherever you needed.
Just a little bit. This thing's insane. I can't wait till this is all painted black and stuff. We were gonna paint it today, but we have to leave it in because of the top sheet. So hopefully, maybe if that panel gets done, if we stop talking, then that panel could get done and maybe I could tear it apart and paint it. I've already got it marked on the inside. We'll straighten out the lines and add a little bit of tolerance in there, because you can kind of see the blue line up there that I drew. I just traced it, and then off of that trace line we'll go in maybe 1/4 inch, half, something like that. We'll just barely jump in so that it covers all of the factory metal. Had all the ugly edges.
Stuff underneath.
Right, and then this will all be black too, which is gonna be so pimp. I'm about it. Let's do the last panel and then we'll come back to the people. Send it. And by let's, I mean Sam. Yo, here's the panel. Should we give the people a Cleco lesson?
Drill a hole and you plug it.
Yeah, but there's a lot of people who don't know how to do it, and they would really appreciate a video on how to use a Cleco. I'm not trying to be serious, I'm trying to give some people some information. I'm gonna dub your voice over him doing it. Say it again, how are we doing it?
You firmly grasp the handle, squeeze with the Cleco in there, of course. Hold on.
Nope, start with drilling the hole.
Ooh. Start with drilling the hole? Yeah, you usually drill the hole first.
This is true.
First you drill 1/8 inch hole. Sometimes it's 16s. Sometimes it's like a number something drill bit. Just depends what Cleco you have. So make sure you have the right Cleco for the right hole. It's customary to use 1/8 with the drill. And then the next step is firmly grasp the pliers with the Cleco inserted, and then insert through the panels that you're trying to Cleco together. That is how you use a Cleco.
Inserted Clecos. After you have enough Clecos in, your panel doesn't rattle anymore. We just need more, that's all. We're taking all of Sam's Clecos he's running out, dude. Nah, he'll be all right. Insane. So the X continued. That was the X Sam talked about.
There she is.
Now we got this super cool skate ramp in the back of the car. A lot of people don't know this, but we can take that out and skate it. Frankie's working on helping me adapt the getting the throttle cable set up so that we have 3 functioning pedals in the car.
And Micah's playing with the video camera.
And I'm just filming stuff.
Super cool. Hey, can we swap roles for a minute?
Yeah, here, hold the camera. Hello, Sam. He looks straight at the cameras. You freaking beast, dude. This is the prettiest rear ducting in all of Formula Drift. At me, bro. I don't even care. At me, I'll straight freaking fight you. You have no clue. This thing is insane. So there it all is. It goes all the way down. All the way to the front of the radiator. You can see some more Clecos hidden in there. And then all the corners are done. Yes, bro. So here it is. Pretty much complete. I just gotta go in, and now everywhere you see a Cleco will be a riv nut. And there's a bunch behind all this paneling that you can't see either. Look at this craftsmanship, dude. All bubbled and freaking sick. So all those will be bolts with nice little beauty washers, because I can't not run a beauty washer with having this beautiful paneling. So there it is, dude. Insane. So I'll show you what it looks like. There it is, dude. I can't wait to do that back window so you can see it through the windows. Freaking sick. Oh, look at that. It's hard to see because the white window totally washes it out. You'll be able to see it soon as all this is clear. So the last thing to do now is make the reservoir bracket. Pretty much it. And then I just gotta hook up the gas pedal, and then I'm leaving the trans tunnel cover here because Sam's gonna do some cool little work to that real quick, but not tonight because it's getting late and people have wives and lives. Wives and lives. So we've come to the end of the car being here at the shop. Yeah. Only thing that's left is a shift boot, and that's something we don't need the car here for. So I can get the car home and I can start doing some other stuff on it, riv nutting, and then get this thing over to CBM to do wiring on it. But real quick, just to touch base on everything that Sam and the guys at P2 did, let's go over it. You ready? You can't see it, but since it's underneath the car, the super sick exhaust, which we saw in the last video. Yep. We also made some spacers for the throttle cable bracket. That stuff's done now. I have to finalize that, no big deal. Frankie did all the brake lines, which is super gangster and clean. All that done here at P2. We did dash brackets, yes, to help hold the dash in place. Little like slide locks, firewall deep delete plate. And by, let me just clarify, by we, I mean him. Sam did. Firewall, that's where the heater core goes on the factory BMW. Obviously, we're not using that anymore. That's the delete panel for that because there's a giant hole there. We did a dash bracket there. Other brackets that are on the dashboard
Brake line
that aren't here. All these brake lines, all hard lines, super gangster done in there. We have the transmission cover panel, and then I mounted the fire suppression bottle.
Fantastic
which
job.
Is probably the worst thing that's been done at this shop. Very nice. And then you have the masterpiece, which was the biggest reason why we came to P2, is because Sam is a god when it comes to sheet metal work, and it shows. With this being one of your, you would say this is one of your faster jobs.
Yes.
This isn't one that you took a ton of time on. Like for instance, Frankie's Buick. Yes. You guys put in time. Yeah. So this being rushed is still better than like 98% of fabricators out there.
I don't know.
If you're a fabricator, you better go comment and give Sam some freaking props on all this crazy sheet metal work. So all the sheet metal ducting is done. All the delete panels pretty much saving me from coolant splashes, fuel fires. Pretty much everything is now separated from the cabin. You see a lot of guys and they take kind of like the easier route and they'll build tabs off of their B-pillar and they'll throw sheet metal in there and they'll just build a complete wall. One of the things I wanted was to be able to look out the back window. It's kind of just, it's not really like, I don't need to, but I just like being able to
why not?
look in a rear view mirror and see what's back there. And then just the styling of keeping the car looking like it's a street car, not having this like truck cab and then like this extra stuff off of it is what it feels like.
El Camino.
El Camino, exactly. Instead of doing like a crazy window, like ducting or half car ducting, Sam came up with all this just madness. On top of it, the beautiful holes and work that are done in the plexiglass. We also, and again by we, I mean Sam, mounted the radiator reservoir. Again, for you guys I was talking to, reservoir higher than the radiator and higher than the engine so that it properly bleeds itself. We got to finish up the lines, and by we, I mean me. I had to finish all the lines on that, but you can see some more of the sheet metal from the back side here. All that's going to be riv nutted and beauty washered and all that stuff. Something similar to that, but not exactly that one because we had a conversation. Also, fuel fill, beautiful. I'm going to finalize this thing at home. Doesn't need to be here for that. And what else? Oh, we did the trunk quick disconnects for the trunk.
Yeah,
those are
quick deal.
Did you feel that? You didn't feel that yet, huh?
I like it.
Pretty sturdy, huh?
It's nice.
Not bad. It's nice. Yeah, thank you. You can see the exhaust down there. That thing came out freaking rad. Literally, yep, the transmission cross member, super gangster setup. Remember, it's lightweight and structurally sound. That's pretty much most of the stuff, including the dashboard with all of the switch panel mounting, the bracket on the back side. So the last time I showed you guys the switch panel, the panel was a little bit wobbly and we were talking about building some type of bracketing system on the back side to make it work, and Sam did that, which I'll show you guys when we start doing all the wiring, because that has to be out until the wiring's done and then thrown back into the car. So I'll show you guys all that. Honestly, that's pretty much it, which seems like a really short list, but it's actually a lot of work.
A lot of work, yeah.
Ton of work, ton of time, a lot of thought. The beautiful thing about having you do something like this is that you've been doing it for how many years? I don't want to age you.
Forever.
Forever is a good answer. I don't want to age you, but
15.
You've been doing it for a while. So you guys who are out there looking for somebody who can do sheet metal work, can do shaping, can do anything. Anything fabrication, aluminum, steel, machining. Yep, we got the lathe over there. You got a mill. You do everything.
Yeah, we work on everything. I mean, we don't discriminate. We do off-road, drag cars, road racing, drifting, exotics.
Like, look, Ferrari. There's a Ferrari right here. What's that car over there?
Fiat 50 over here with an outboard motor in the back of it.
Fiat 50, an old
military vehicle.
Military truck. There's your off-road truck.
Yeah.
Frankie's Buick.
Yeah, we do it all.
There's a Willys.
Yeah, we just did a gasser.
Everything. Tricycle, scooter things.
Bikes.
Bikes. Literally, you can do anything. So if there's any fabrication work stuff that you guys want done, you can always reach out to these guys. Their Instagram handle is right here. You can follow them. Please give them a follow. Show them love. All the amazing work that they've done. And then also, if you need anything done, they can DM you, call you, whatever. Is there a shop number online? Yeah. So you can call the shop. Also, you can DM these guys. You can whatever you want.
Instagram, pretty much everybody hits stuff through Instagram.
Instagram's easier?
Yeah.
Most people are
on there.
So go to Instagram and you can get a hold of these guys and have them do whatever you want. For all you guys doing like high dollar builds, highly recommended. You guys are doing some pretty crazy builds that are in the works still.
Yeah.
Can't really talk about them just yet. Pretty sick stuff. P2. Sam, thank you so much.
Brother.
Abe, thank you. Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
As always, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to give P2 a follow. Stay safe.
Big dog.